Hey everybody, Kay here on my homestead in Tennessee, and I'm just taking a break from the work in the kitchen that I'm doing. I'm trying to preserve some food. That's the idea, right? We grow all this food, we work so hard, and we want to try to preserve it. But I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk about, we're going through a lot right now in this world, and I know a lot of channels are talking about it, and it's upsetting to people, and it's upsetting to me. But we still have to bring light into the world. So how do we do that? One way is what I am just starting to explore is grounding. Now this has been around forever, but I just haven't done it because I lived in a city, and I don't know, I didn't want to be walking barefoot on the street and with pebbles, and I had a tiny little yard, and I just didn't want to be barefoot. But just since I started doing this, I feel an immediate sense of peace. Now tonight, for example, I hadn't turned the electric back on the fence down there, and I thought, oh gosh, I really don't want to walk down there. I have poison ivy. In certain areas it's just a lot, and then in certain areas it's not so much. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to take off my shoes right over here, and I walked all the way down there, and I felt my toes in the grass, and it was incredible. I mean, when I was growing up, we had a tiny little yard. Well, we had a tiny front yard. The backyard wasn't so tiny. But, I was always barefoot. So much so that we would get bee stings from stepping on clover blooming, But anyway, I wanted to show you my first experience going into my big garden, grounding, while I was harvesting the other day. Take a look. Okay, I just got down to the garden, and some of the corn is laying on the ground. Two more I actually pushed up. I'm fairly certain that's from the storm yesterday. Well, this one, I'm not sure if it just legitimately broke off or what. I don't see any deer tracks right here since yesterday's storm, so I'm assuming that legitimately broke off and it just got covered in ants and stuff, I hope. This feels so good. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, part of the problem was I didn't thin it enough. They're too close together. And gosh, I'm gonna do things so much more differently next year. Look at this. Look at these peas growing up this corn stalk. Now this is the Three Sisters approach. Beans, corn, and squash. In this case, the squash is over there. So I've got beans and squash together there, but the corn is what provides the growing up aspect, and actually probably gives it support, Oh my goodness, look at that butterfly. Come here, come here. Where are you? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? You beautiful thing, where are you? Oh, where did it go? I lost it. Okay, this is typical example of these tomatoes splitting. Now, if you have a small split, you might be able to soak tomatoes in vinegar, water to kill any bacteria and stuff. But I don't know how long these have been opened up, and looks like I have a lot more, so I'm not going to worry about these. Okay, I just want to point out that I've had all of these wonderful blueberry cherry tomatoes, and I haven't seen a ripe one, but look, look, look. I got one here. This one's split, but I'm going to take it anyway. Come on, baby, come on. Yeah, one's been eaten. It's got eaten by bugs or a mouse, rat, don't know. Oh, here's a nice big one. Split, but hey, you can't have everything, right? Yep. These I'm going to roast and then make into sauce with, if I can get some good basil. I don't have good basil for this kind of thing. Look at the size of these tomatoes. There's two of them there together. Two of them here together. These are definitely the most prolific. I hope I can find out what they are. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Two more ready. I think it's going to be time to roast tomatoes today. Whoops. Come on. Big old split and nasty spot. I should have, but I didn't. That one's got so many bug bites on it, I'm going to leave it. Ah, this is a different variety. Yay, isn't that perfect? What do you know? Yeah, like I said last time, I would have put 15 plants here instead of 25 if I'd known they were going to do well. This feels so good. It almost feels as good as walking on the sand on the beach. It's soft and moist. Oh, fantastic. Highly encourage you to try grounding. Okay, here's the one that just collapsed and I didn't fix it in time, and it's kind of too late now. I'm going to take these early and let them ripen inside. No, it's already got a split, but this is more of the same. Lots of tomatoes in there, but who knows. The really big tomatoes are just not ready yet. Oh, this is so frustrating. Too much water, too fast. Yep. Look at these monsters. Together, that's about 4 pounds, I bet you. You know, I'm going to leave that on one more day and then I'm going to take that inside. Okay, here are 3 big tomatoes right together. Oh, 4, sorry, one on the back side. So those are going to be my prized tomatoes if they don't get taken. See, all this should have been picked up. Ah, too much to do, so little time. Okay. I think I'm good for now. Hi, where are you? I don't even want you to be down here because when the electric is on, you're going to get very unhappy if you hit that wire. Okay, I know. I'll be out in a minute. Okay, this is what I got today. Okra, some smaller tomatoes, and blue spice basil. I don't have the Genovese basil, which is, of course, I like the flavor of much better, but this is what I have, and I have a lot of it, so I'm going to use it. In the last 3 days, I'm just doing some barefoot work on the ground. It's called grounding. I'm sure you've heard about it. Walking on the beach is good for you. Walking on the grass is good for you, but I haven't done it here because of all my poison ivy. So I just, I've been hearing more about it lately, about the health benefits and how it organizes the blood and how blood samples look so much healthier afterwards. So I said, hey, you know what? I don't have any poison ivy in this 5,000 square feet. So, or kind of on the way down here. I mean, right around the house, it's all over in the shade. It's all over up in here. But this way, I don't have any, and I am going to, get the health benefits of grounding. Okay, so we are headed back to the house with the harvest. I'm gonna walk up this hill barefoot. And yesterday I did it and I felt so good. Actually, it was day before yesterday. I felt so good all day. I was so productive. I was working into the night, shelling all those peas. Are you panting? It's hot, huh? They were helping me harvest. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, you are. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, hi, hi. Hi. And there's BJ. No, that's Tiger. Tiger! Come on, we're going up. These crepe myrtle are so beautiful. I can't get over it. I'd like to have 20 more. Meanwhile, this persimmon tree is getting eaten, and so are the goji berries. Both of them got nibbled. So's the ronia berries. The deer are getting them, so I'll have to figure out what to do about the berries once the annual harvest comes in. We are working our way to those boots right there. We got a lot of work done on the flower garden. Really cleaned out a lot of weeds. Not quite done, but got the whole perimeter neatened up. And I hope to plant some more seeds. Hope it's not too late. Okay. Look at this. That's a new roselle. Look at my roselle. It looks so beautiful now that it's kind of cleaned out. Oh boy, I just got bit by an ant. That stings. I'm gonna go in and put my foot in some Epsom salts or cold water or something. So, you've heard me talk about Doug and Stacy a lot, and the first time I met them was at the National Heirloom Expo in California, Santa Rosa, California in 2017. And they were walking all around the whole fairgrounds, from the gravel parking lot to the various paths and asphalt, and of course on stage doing some of their first speaking engagements. And I thought, wow, that's really brave. And I really hadn't done that since I was a child. Well, except for, of course I lived in California, and when I did go down to the beach, always walking on the beach, barefoot of course. And so here I am. That's my bad foot. Let's get the better foot. It's my bad. I am doing some grounding. It's been raining almost every day here, and there has been so much moisture that my Adirondack chairs are turning green. Yeah, from algae. So I don't know what, maybe I'm gonna have to power wash them or something. I don't know. It's just, I'm very concerned about my garden now, and I know a lot of people are struggling just to keep theirs alive because there's no water. I just saw a video it was a news clip actually from the BBC, which I don't usually look at, but they were covering the drought in France. Oh my gosh, so much drought. There is a mosquito on my lens. Oh boy. So much drought in France, and they, their corn is going to be down 18% this year. Their other things are going to be down 40%. I mean, this sort of, we are compelled to keep growing our own food because the food systems are systematically crashing. And a lot of it has to do with the weather, but also the forces that be. I don't know who's behind all of this or why, but it's happening. And before you know it, we're going to be eating mealyworm burgers and every one of our snack foods and are going to have crickets in them. So I want to talk more about that in another video because I did some research and I want to share that with you. But in terms of grounding, we have to find some peace, right? We have to find peace through our faith. I know a lot of people who watch have a strong faith. I have a strong faith. And so we have to pray for our government to see the light. And we have to pray for all the people who are doing harm to our world so that we can bring light into the world. So I hope I brought a little bit of light into your world. I suggest you try grounding. Now, I know I am in a rare situation with so much space, but I did not used to have that. So look for opportunities to take your shoes off, especially before it gets cold, and connect with Mother Earth and feel that vibration. We are electric beings. And there is an electric charge from the earth, right? Like, for example, my electric fence down there, it wouldn't work if it wasn't grounded. I have two, I think they're 5-foot grounding rods pounded down into the ground over 3 feet. So just think about ways to ground. And I know that you can buy mats and so forth that you actually, I think, use in your office to stand on when you're at your desk, or there are ways to experience this without actually having to take your shoes off. Although it is really fun to take your shoes off and wiggle your toes and spread your toes. When I think of our feet are our foundation, just like the roots of a tree. And we don't have tentacles that go into the ground to hold us up like a big tree does, but those two little pads are supposed to hold us up. And we need to keep them healthy, and one way we do that is by stretching the toes and wiggling them. And when I go and see my mother, who's quite elderly, and I see her feet, they're not getting that exercise. So they're just kind of, the toes are kind of stuck together. We want to spread our toes and wiggle them in the sand or the dirt or the soil from the garden or soil from your raised bed, whatever you can come up with. Even if you're walking in maybe a mat or something with long fibers, just to feel those toes moving around and creating circulation in your feet, because the more circulation you have in your feet, the healthier they'll be. Anyway, I hope this is helpful. If you enjoy my channel, I hope you subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you won't miss anything right here on the Homestead. I'm Kaye, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be all about preserving food. Now I have to go inside and I have to scrub my feet up to here with my poison ivy scrub and my hands.